Socrates Shinobi Duharte is a flow artist, dancer, and juggler. I'm happy to consider him a friend of mine. He's such a wholesome and talented dude. We shared some funny stories, talked about festival experiences, as well as dissected some Tech Boy videos. This was such a fun one to record. We started a Patreon to keep the lights on. The information is listed below. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. Welcome to the Poidcast and enjoy the episode, my friends. And welcome to the podcast. I really appreciate your time today. I've been friends here for a minute, man. I've been a huge fan of yours for quite some time. So I'm glad that we were able to get you on, bro.
Likewise, the feeling's mutual, man.
Thanks, dude. So let's get into it. Let's just go all the way back to the beginning. Tell us like how you got into Poi, how and when you got introduced to flow arts, how that experience happened for you.
Word. So I had gone to this music festival called Dark Star Jubilee in Ohio, and it's like Dark Star is like a Grateful Dead cover band. They were pretty popular as far as cover bands goes, and 3-day festival. It was actually my first music festival, like bigger music festival, and there was a fire circle there right by the stage. This group called Spun Out Fire Arts, and I just like seen it from a distance, and I seen all these like flame-like lights just slanging shapes from and it was pretty dark out. So I'm like, from a distance, I'm like, what's going on over there? Because I can't see the people, I can only see the fire. I was like, ain't no way that I was thinking it was like some kind of contraption or machine that was maybe like programmed or like had some like arms with wicks on the end of it that was like programmed to make certain shapes. And then I got closer and realized that there was people spitting fire down there, and I was like, whoa, yo, like never seen anything like this before. And I immediately just like honed in and focused. I just like couldn't pay attention to anything else. And within like 2 minutes, I went up to one of the guys who was at the like prop station, and it's just like, basically, I got to try this, dude. And so he'd asked me if I had ever spun before, and I hadn't. But he was like, well, pick up the set of poi and let me see you spin them. And so I did, and he was like, all right, cool. So I dipped them and burned. And
no way.
It was just like immediate connection. I knew in that moment that I was going to continue to do that for as long as I possibly could. I think I stayed up till like 11 in the morning. It was like I started spinning fire at probably like 1 a.m. and I spun until like 11 a.m. I just kept picking up different props and having someone else who was staying up too just like hand me props and light them on fire and like show me kind of like the dynamic of how each prop moves. And I was like, yep, I'm hooked.
Nice. And what year was that?
That was, I want to say that was 2012.
Okay, so yeah, you've been at it for a long time then.
Yeah, I want to say it was 2012.
Yeah. Wow, man, that is super cool. I can't believe I never talked to anybody that spun fire their first night after getting introduced to it. So that's a pretty unique experience.
Yeah, it was. I think that's part of the reason why I feel so connected to it. It just like really, like for something to grab you from a distance that you can't even tell what it is and draw you in closer just to find out that it's even more awesome than you thought it was originally.
Yeah.
And
totally.
Yeah. And so the next week, actually, I went to another music festival called Floyd Fest in Floyd, Virginia. And there was this cat there named Mitchell Hitoshi. And he just so happened to have had, this is like when chains were mainly the thing before and stuff.
Yeah, before tethers.
Yeah, which, thank the prop gods for that.
Yeah,
like everyone who just figured out how to, like, thank you, because now when I spin with chains, I'm like, wow, this is, like, so non-conducive to what I like to do. It's the most uncomfortable thing at this point.
Dude, when your fingers would get all blistered from the chains, dude.
Oh yeah,
or
right
like doing
here.
spiral wraps or some and yeah, just the chain just burns your hand, like first degree burns your hand. Like no,
you end up with a huge bubble on the side of your finger. And I was always telling myself like, yeah, just burn again. And it'll toughen up. It'll toughen up. And eventually it did. I used to have these calluses on the sides of my fingers from wrapping chains around my fingers. And now that I use tethers, like, I don't know, it doesn't happen anymore. So I guess the theory was correct.
Yeah.
Spin more and it won't happen anymore.
So you said you were out in Virginia for another festival. Did you have another experience out there?
So yeah, I went to Floyd Fest, and so the guy Mitchell Hitoshi, he happened to have the materials to make a set of fire poi, and so I bought my first set of fire poi, not even really knowing that LEDs or like contact poi or anything like that existed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bought a set of fire poi from him at that festival the week after I had spun fire for the first time, and I used those poi like ceremonially almost, just like that entire weekend. Like I did not, as soon as the sun was down, I was spinning fire. I probably burned that set of poi like maybe like 30 to 50 times that weekend.
Nice.
And then I went home, and I didn't have anyone at home that spun fire. I didn't have any friends that spun or anything, so I was pretty much on my own. Unfortunately, at the time, I didn't really know anything about fire safety or anything like that.
Any of us.
Right, you know. So I would burn like pretty much like anywhere between 3 to like 5 times a week, like every night, like a few times every night, and it went like that for like a year, like almost 2 years, until I started meeting other people who also spun fire and were into the community, and kind of like took me in and taught me about fire safety and showed me some tricks and all that good stuff. So.
And introduced you to contact poi as well, I'm sure. I mean,
yes.
Yeah. Because you're nasty with contact poi now, but a lot of us, you know, our roots didn't. I mean, contact poi really wasn't a big thing that, or at least a popular thing necessarily until like, you know, I mean, man, it's hard to exactly pinpoint, but it wasn't big in 2012, that's for sure. I mean,
right.
When, you know, definitely took some time for it to be more like mainstream, quote unquote, if for like poi, because you know, as not mainstream as poi is, even as of a small category poi is in the grand scheme of things, contact poi was much smaller than that, and it was mainly just fire poi and, you know, big flower pattern type stuff. But yeah, I remember when I got introduced to contact poi, and it was a game changer for me in terms of like what I wanted to do with poi and the things that I wanted to learn.
For sure. Yeah, and you know what? Contact poi, that's true. Like, I don't know how long contact poi were around by the time I had started spinning fire, but I know that like 2 years later, I also got my first set of contact poi from Salt City Props.
Yeah, I remember Salt City, dude. So I grew up in Salt Lake City, and so my friends were the people
Mike,
that,
right?
Dude, I only knew Salt Lake City Props from the guys that were hanging out around me. So like Wyatt and Handy, and their like loose like relationship with Salt City Props. Like I don't know exactly what the deal was, but
Mike
I knew
Davis,
that they were
that's
involved.
Who it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Well, that's super cool, man. So during like your earlier years, what was your first like time that you were in like a community of poi spinners or flow artists? Like what area were you in, and when did that happen?
So actually in Virginia, and so I had met a few homies who were all part of this group called Nocturnal Arts, based out of Ohio, which I think was like Doodle and like a few other people, and the homie Brandon, and then Corey Brown, if you know of Corey Brown.
I'm not familiar.
He does the Tetra fans that are like connectable to Dragon Staff and stuff. And then a dude named Warren Oliver, who's like, that dude is just like, everything this dude touches turns into gold. Like when he spins anything and it's just like elusive and beautiful. He makes like amazing like functional artwork, like out of clay, like pottery, and like metal work. He wire wraps. Like he's just like, wow. But so all those cats, like I met them in Blacksburg, Virginia, and they introduced me to another homie who was like an older deadhead who had this spot like out that's kind of isolated, and they would just like have little jams in his yard. And so I got taken out there, and that was like 2 years later.
Okay.
So yeah,
nice.
As soon as that happened, I was like, yo, this is forever.
Just getting more and more and more committed and involved. So so you've been to a few festivals, and that's where you learned, what Poi was and got introduced to it. When was the first time you went to like an actual Flow Fest?
So when I moved to Washington, actually, in 2016. So I moved to Washington, and I had been there for like a few months, I think, at that point. And since I had been spinning alone for so long, I had done most of my like relationship with watching other people spin, or like kind of like geeking out on props, was like through watching YouTube videos, which was like the dominant content platform for flow arts at that time.
Absolutely.
So I would go on YouTube and I would watch videos of just people I really enjoyed watching spin, and then I started doing this thing where I was like, cool. I look at like festival recaps and like festival promo videos all the time. So like, as I started looking up more and more poi spinners and jugglers and just like searching up fire stuff, I started like getting in the related results. I started seeing stuff like Pacific Fire Gathering and Prop Gathering and Fire Drums and this. I'm like, what's all this? So I started watching those videos, and I was like, yo, there's a place for us. Like this?
I know. I know.
So that was like immediately became a goal for me when I saw that was existent. And when I moved out to Washington, I had been like, okay, cool. So there's these three events happening in this area, and I had like bought tickets pretty much like in that moment. I bought a ticket to Prop Gathering. I bought a ticket to Pacific Fire Gathering.
Nice.
And actually, I think those were the two that and then I went to Northwest Flow Fest.
Oh, okay, cool. Hell yeah.
And
nice.
Yeah, that was I'll never forget those times. Just that year of going to my first three first three fire festivals and or flow festivals. I was like just on a sick one, just high off the energy that I was being surrounded by, and it was amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the first time I went to a Flow Fest actually was last year. It was in 2022. Yeah, it's literally last
Southwest.
year. No, it was actually Kindle. So Kindle was
word.
right. Kindle was right before that. But yeah, I mean, they were pretty much back to back. And yeah, I mean, it's felt long overdue, obviously, because I've been spinning poi for a long time. But I just never. I mean, I was young. I spun poi for the majority of my adolescence, and then, I was gone for 4+ years after high school and shit. So I just didn't really have the opportunity to do it. But moving back and just finding my passion again for poi and juggling and stuff, just got right back into it, man. It was super cool. And since we're on the topic, Southwest Flow Fest was fun as hell, and I want to start talking about your performances and just like what makes you unique as a person, as an artist. Honestly, man, you're like, I was a huge fan of you just from watching videos on Instagram here and there, catching some of your videos. I knew that you were really good and super talented, but seeing you perform in person was truly a game-changing experience for me. It was, you absolutely crushed it. Is an understatement. Your energy and your stage
you have no
presence.
idea how much that actually means, especially from someone whose skill level I see is like so.
Yeah, but as far as a performance goes, like, I mean, yeah, you were doing really technical stuff, but it was just the way that you were doing it. And seriously, I know I already said it, but your presence and how you integrated your body movement into even something like dropping your prop. You just made it into a part of the performance. It was just truly fucking special, man. I never see anybody do it that level.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. That's really nice to hear. I appreciate the validation and just like knowing that the work that I put in is actually showing. Yeah, I
was shook. I was in the crowd. I was shook. Yeah, Joey loved it too. Joey was like, I mean, I'm pretty sure that was both of our like favorite performance. Off the top of my head, I mean, it was just fucking rad. So when did you start incorporating like dance into your flow, and when do you feel like you started leveling up in that way and not just being a poi spinner but a performer?
So I want to say like from the beginning, but actually I don't think that's true. When I look back on it, if I think of like some of the first fire videos that I ever posted, I was like pretty stationary. But so I was a dancer before I ever started using props at all.
Okay.
Like pretty passionately too. That was like, I was just as passionate, and still, I wouldn't say I'm as focused or passionate about dance itself. I'm kind of actually starting to get back into dance more heavily right now, just like without my props. But I think like probably after I met all those cats in Virginia that started spinning fire with me, I kind of just like was able to be, I thought I was already comfortable, and then I just entered a level of comfort where I feel like my body kind of just started. Music is my main inspiration when I move like that. I really kind of just like give myself to the music so I can receive it fully, and I let it, like when you go to a show and you see someone's body move and it like matches the sound, you know that sound is moving their body that way. And so I haven't spent as much time as a lot of people have drilling tricks specifically, but I've spent a ton of time just listening to music on a loudspeaker or on headphones and just completely immersing myself, letting everything around me disappear and letting my body just move the way it feels to the music.
You're such a naturally talented dude. I mean, that's not easy for a lot of people. I mean, myself included. Like, growing up, I was never into dance. I felt like naked without my props.
Right.
So, I think there's a different level of somebody already being passionate about dance, and they're already like very in tune with the way that their body can move, to a beat or to music or whatever. And then you pick up props, and it's just like, forget it, dude. This motherfucker's about to be crazy. So,
yeah, I really feel like props opened me up and allowed me to explore a level of dance that I didn't really know existed until I had already been spinning for a while. And when it happened, I just felt it really hard, and I was like, yeah, I need more of this. So I would just like film for like 10-minute videos at a time, just drain the hell out of my battery life and degrade the shit out of my battery. Go through an iPhone a year basically. Just filming, like borrowing GoPros from people and stuff, and just making like 10-minute videos of me jamming the music and just spinning in the driveway or in the yard, and just like watching the videos and kind of just studying my movements and seeing what happens. And then I feel like at some point, more within the past like 3 years, I kind of just stopped. Like when I jam solo or like at the crib or whatever, and I'm not at an event, when I spin, I find that actually my dance is kind of like really limited currently. Like I'm not moving as much as I used to. I'm doing a lot more like pattern spinning and like stagnant spinning, and it was like all right for me for a while, but now I'm getting to this point where I'm like, all right, I need to get back into the rhythm, and it's so much easier for me to get into that rhythm, like just hit a complete switch nowadays, where it used to be it didn't matter, but nowadays I just find it so hard when I'm like at home jamming to really like dive into it that deep.
Yeah.
As soon as I get on stage or I'm in an environment that presents me with that kind of energy, like everyone is here for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
like everyone's here to spin things, and everyone's here because they're interested in like watching people spin things, and like that automatically just like for me.
So, and I'm really curious, how much of the fire show at Southwest was choreographed? Was any of it choreographed, or was that off the dome?
Yes, yeah. So there was, I want to say probably like 60% of it was choreographed.
Okay.
And
okay, that's fair.
That's
fair. That was, yeah.
Yeah. However, I do tend to do. There's been quite a few performances that I've done that have just been like raw expression of emotion performances, and I kind of like pair them in with. Usually, when I do a choreographed performance, I'm at a fire retreat where there's a lot of other prop spinners. There's workshops throughout the day.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I usually when I'm at a fire retreat, I'm also teaching. There's only been like once or twice that I've gone to an event and not applied. So,
you know,
until recently, I went to fire drums this year, and actually, no, I taught 2 classes, but I guess it didn't feel like I did. It was just that. That's, I don't know. But yeah, I don't. I usually try to tie that kind of performance vibe into my trauma processing workshop. It's like a raw expression of emotion, like trauma transformation, anger transformation workshop, and like channeling that into your flow, so you have a way to express. And so like it kind of like gives an example for people that didn't quite fully grasp the rawness of like what they can reach inside of themselves and pull out. So it's kind of like a demonstration in a way, I feel like. Like this is how you can let those demons out when you're spinning. You know what I mean?
You know, there's a mental battle that I deal with where I'm really trying to leave everything at the door when I spin. So I think that there's a certain level of mental competency that you have to like, rid your mind of all the distractions and focus on what you're actually doing. I was listening to Ronan talk about this the other day on a TED Talk. I didn't know that he did a TED Talk on YouTube about.
I didn't either. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
check
dude,
that out.
it's so good. Ronan is the man. That made me think of that. You know what I really want to see from you, and just one more time about the performance before I forget about it. I asked you if it was choreographed because when you dropped your props, it only happened like 2 or 3 times throughout the whole performance. And you,
which one? The fire show?
The fire show. The fire show. Dude, you dropped, and I'm telling you, the way that you picked them up, it didn't seem, I don't know, like it seemed, because you picked them up and then went right into other things, and it seemed like it was almost just like too choreographed to where it's like there's no way that he meant. I don't know. It was wild. You should do a class.
That part was definitely not.
You should do a class on the ways to pick up your props and have be. Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah. I teach a prop recovery for onstage performers workshop.
No way. Of course you do. What the? You guys thought I was lying?
Yeah. If you want to mess around with that at Southwest, like briefly,
you got to show me the ways, dude. You got to show me some ways, because boy needs a little support in that department. When I drop, I'm like, fucking.
I got support. I'm strong, and I will lift you up.
I do okay when I have them in my hands, but when I drop them, I don't. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really excited to catch your workshop. If you're doing a workshop, you are attending this year? I know we had talked about it just off video here, but you are attending this year again. Are you? What are you doing at the festival? Are you just attending this time, or are you doing anything?
No, I'll be performing and teaching.
Sweet. I'm really excited. I cannot wait. Any of y'all that are going, I can't wait for you to see his fire performance. It's going to be nutty. I'm way stoked to see it. I hope you're after me so I can like chill and watch yours and not be.
Yeah, it's always like hard to. I understand exactly what you're saying. I always like want to watch the performances right before I go up, but I'm always like, even if I'm looking at the stage, like I'll catch some glimpses and be like, yo, but then like my brain tunes right back out and I get back in my head.
You got to be in
But
the zone. You got to really be dialing in,
yeah,
like mentally envisioning what's going to happen and what you're going to do, and just trying to be super dialed in. Like
yeah,
I know you take your performances really seriously. I do as well. So I definitely feel you. I have to be really focused into what I'm doing, and I kind of almost want to like isolate myself for like 20-30 minutes before I go on, just so I can like get
same.
my mind right and get,
Yep.
yeah. So there's huge aspect and a benefit to doing that for sure. um
Yeah.
do you have a
Sometimes I even
favorite?
isolate myself afterwards for like 20 or 30 minutes.
I should do that as well, because I was
Yeah.
not okay when I finished the last time, just because I had dropped a couple times, and I was like not expecting to have fumbled on stuff that was like my bread and butter. Like I hit some of the really technical shit that I was like a little bit unsure about, a little shaky on, and I hit that, and then messed up on the stuff that I do all the time. So I was like all shook up and in a weird headspace. But yeah, I'd probably take a little bit of time to walk off and just kind of like reflect on it before I go back and integrate myself into the crowd again.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, bro.
How much of your performance was choreographed?
The fire performance, like,
Both. Both.
okay, the fire performance was, I want to say about 60
Word.
60%. Yeah, probably like you. I had an idea for what I wanted to do, but I had put all my resources into building my contact performance at the gala, so that was 100% choreographed. That whole thing was choreographed.
Word. That's awesome. That's really
Yeah,
impressive, actually.
yeah, and it ended up being pretty good. I'm excited. I mean, I only had 4 weeks, and it was my first time doing anything. That was actually my first choreography I ever did, so I got to be happy with the way that went for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's only one way to go, and it's up. You know what I mean? As long as you
Exactly.
continue to do your thing, and like, just don't give like, give your 100, but don't let yourself like be too dissatisfied. You know what I mean? Like, just letting stuff happen is like, I think a big catalyst to progression also. Like, because even if you're not doing exactly what you're trying to do, there's always like something that I feel like I find that I'm like, oh well, that's pretty tight, you know?
Yeah. And when I rewatched the footage of the performance, I had a solid like 2 minutes in the core in the center that was just super polished, super good. I was very happy with that. But it's like, even the good parts, they get overshadowed in my mind by the bad parts, and I gotta learn and just work on the mental, because everybody drops, man. Everybody drops at these performances, and like rarely does somebody do a performance where they don't drop at all. I mean, it doesn't matter what level you're at. If you're trying to push yourself and deliver a really special performance, most likely you're at least going to drop one time, and I gotta remember that. Which is why your class is so important. It's so important. I want to take your class, but I would love to see you actually put out a video on going over several different, or just even not even specific moves on how you're collecting, but maybe just walking them through the mental process that you take when you drop your props. I mean, I think that would be super valuable to jugglers, performers in all capacities, anybody that's manipulating or juggling props. I feel like that'd be super helpful to do.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea to make a video,
especially with your background.
Once I get out of this heat wave, I don't really have an indoor spin space right now. So outside is kind of the only option, and lately it's just been way too hot. So once I'm in a cooler area, which is not too long from now, then I definitely I'm gonna do that.
Do it. It would be so valuable. Yeah. I'm telling you, it would be so valuable. I would look over it and try to just take notes and work on myself. So I wish I could get you out in the studio here, man. We have a big new studio here that we have, full artists, that we have finally a space. We don't have to go out there in the hot Boise, Idaho.
Idaho, where?
Yeah. We're not that far from you, but we're kind of far.
Yeah.
Still in the same time zone, so relatively not that far.
I'll check it out. Maybe for next summer. Plane ticket might not be that expensive. I got a Southwest account.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I'm really excited. I'm so happy you're going. I was gonna ask you on the podcast. I'm very happy that you're attending again. It was so cool just coming together with this big group of artists that I've seen, on the internet for however many years. I've been following these people, and it was just it was so great to just connect with these people and have it be everything that I'd hoped for as far as, really great individuals, people that care, people that just want to collaborate and love what they do, and
Yeah.
just such a good group of people. There were so many awesome artists that I got to spend a quality amount of time with over that whole weekend, because it's like, well, cool, we just get to spin Poi and juggle all weekend. It's great. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. And everyone that especially for a first year of a festival, everyone was just like, dude.
It was crazy.
Like
Evan
everyone
crushed
in the
it.
show had like immense skill level and just like also just presented themselves so well. And everyone, I was like, honestly, that was like, I've never been to a first year festival with that dope of a set list. Like that was pretty epic.
They made it happen in what, like 6 weeks?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Evan made that happen in like, it could be even less amount of time than that. I think it was like I got noticed 4 weeks out. I'm like, all right, let's run it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
amazing.
the almost tent debacle that happened.
Yo.
I thought that tent was about to blow down on top of all of us. There was this like major storm that passed through, and it was like an hour before we were supposed to start performing for the gala, and everybody's in the tent, and it's like thunderous rain and wind, and it's just coming down.
The med
And
tent canopy came down and all their stuff blew over.
Yeah. And so we have like it had to have been 100-something people in that tent at that time. This is big circus tent, huge. Like the tent itself weighs like 2,000 pounds or whatever. It's like a ton, a literal ton. So when this thing started, like, it was kind of, everybody was like looking around, like, oh shit, like, should we get out of here? Like, what the fuck's about to happen?
Yeah, it was pretty epic. Really,
but yeah, it all turned out to be great, and Evan was not worried about it at all. Evan handled that shit like a champ. He was just battening down the hatches, clearing it, like calming everybody down. Evan's like, dude, we're good. Yeah, sweet. We're about to start. And I'm like, all right, everything's fine. So just one more thing on performances. Do you have a particular performance in your mind that stands out as being like a special one that you did, that you think is either your best or most significant, or that you felt the best as far as like performing at a festival? Do you have anything like that?
Well, you mean like my best performance, like the quality of my performance, and I feel like
sure,
like the biggest event.
The one that you were the most happy with, the one that you felt that went the best, and just talk about like maybe like your mindset going into it, or what do you think it like made it so good? Not even flawless, just the way you felt about it.
Yeah, that's hard. You know what? Actually, it's not. I have two that I would. It's one in particular, but it ties into another one. So Packfire, I want to say it was, I think it was
2018, 2019.
I think it was 2017 or 2018. And then the previous year, so I went to, you know what? I think I went to Campfire 2017 and Packfire. I performed at Packfire 2018. So at Campfire, I used the same song that I used at the Packfire showcase, and it was like I had modified the hell out of the Campfire performance. Campfire performance was really good, but when I did it at Packfire, it just like, honestly, I was really upset with it when I got off stage. I didn't know what it looked like. I was like, man, that felt super weak. And then, or no, that I felt I think I was just psyching myself out in my head before I got on stage, but the crowd response I got was like the craziest crowd response I've ever had. Like with the most people that understand what's going on stage. Like it's different performing in front of flow artists than it is.
It is.
It's a completely different vibe. So to have the house jumping like that, like just like egged me on to, while I was doing the performance, to just like keep slaying it, and it just like fed me all the juice that I needed. My health bar went from like here to like within like 45 seconds of that performance, it elevated, and then it just went boom through the roof because I was just getting such good reaction from
and
the
energy
crowd.
from the crowd. Yeah,
and it felt so good. It just like gave me Super Saiyan powers.
I love that you mentioned the crowd really mattering, because performing, I do a ton of performances. Locally we'll do like a wedding or like a whatever, some kind of event, some kind of like local event, a festival. But performing for flow artists and poi spinners is my favorite people to do shows for, because they understand and appreciate how cool what we're, how far we are along in our journey, and how much we love it. You can see it through the spinning. So that's cool, man. I was just curious from your perspective, because as technically skilled as I will ever get in poi spinning, I think I have a lot. We all have work that we need to do in different areas, and your area of expertise, not that your tech spinning isn't great, it's just like the energy that you have in your performance is just truly something that's very special. You don't run into a lot of people that kind of carry that with them. So I was just curious as far as like your perspective, how you feel about that stuff in your performances, because I don't know, man, it's just it hits so differently being an audience. It was so cool.
Yeah, I love being in the audience too, man. I love watching a show. I got to spend a little time this year watching from, and so at drums this year I actually didn't perform. So I got to sit and watch the entire fire show. And that was like the first time that I've actually gotten to sit in the crowd and watch an entire fire show for like the past like 5 or 6 years. So that was really nice. I just got to like be mind blown the whole time, and it was great.
Totally. So you sent over, we should dive into some of the videos that we wanted to watch today. You sent me over some YouTube videos of some of your favorite poi spinners, some of your favorite videos on YouTube. Joey will bring up one of them over here, but we'll dive into it and just kind of, I want you to talk about why you like them, or what stood out about these videos to you. I think the first one, Run Boy Run. And remind me, what's this dude's name?
Yo, I don't even know. I can't remember. I found this video like, I want to say like 5 years ago. I found this video, and I was just like amazed by the creativity and also the scenery, the backdrop, like just the whole concept of this video is super dope to me.
Yeah. All right. Well, neither of us know this man's name. We're gonna post it in the comments, so y'all make sure to check out the. We'll link the video and everything. Go give it a watch, and this is a beautiful video. I've never seen this before, so I'm really glad that you sent me this. I love when people send me videos that I'm yet to see, especially poi videos. I feel like it's pretty rare. I haven't seen them if they're on YouTube, but
yeah, right.
Ooh, yo, that was so sick.
Yeah, that one hit me too. You had the same reaction that I had when I first saw it, for sure.
Oh, that was a little cute quote at the end. Oh, we're born to create. That was really awesome. Cute video. That was great. Love that. Nice, short and sweet. Man, huge props. What a unique video.
The conceptual, I like people making a concept for a video. Like, I really enjoy the like cinematic value of people creating videos like that for flow art specifically. Like, there's like, that's always been a thing for dance. It's always been a thing for, it's always been a thing, period. But there's not too many people out there that have that kind of cinematic and like theatrical value in their flow art.
Me and Tim talked about it, but I think that's one of the reasons Predator Boy was so unique and had such longevity, is because he had a theme, he had an idea, and he had tech, and it was also cinematic. so many good things going on for that video. That was dope as hell.
And he was spinning the hardcore on top of that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
You know, so like, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
The man, the myth, the legend, and Ben Cooper.
Yeah.
Shout out to both of these guys.
So yeah, this video, honestly, another like very similar reasons. I like these videos. Like this video, dude, I actually forgot about this part. So just like the whole, it like looks kind of like ethereal to me, just the way he's standing in the back completely still, and then you've got all these hazy trails coming off of Ben, like, and yeah, just like there's a little bit of playfulness in it, like there's goofiness, it's lighthearted, but it's also very technical, and it's just like it keeps your attention. It's like, you know, when you just watch someone's, like a poi video is a poi video, but when you add all this extra stuff to it without doing things like without like editing it to the point where it's only about the film and not about the poi spinning, they really did a good job of capturing the essence of both. Like,
yeah, totally.
The video quality on top of the quality of the spinning itself.
I agree. It was definitely not over edited, which is a fine line to walk. But yeah, man, Tim's tech skill, I could watch Tim for hours and hours. Yeah, literally forever. I mean, he has such depth of knowledge, so many tricks. Like we talked about it on a previous episode, actually, with Tim 2 episodes ago. Tim's 2019 Poi Clips compilation was in my opinion, is the best tech poi video ever. Like, it's my favorite. It is just, I mean, it's like 53 minutes of just straight tech. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, dude, he's an amazingly talented individual. Like, and he's never seemed like, I mean, maybe he would have a different opinion, but you know, as far as his content, like there's been like some breaks in his like production of content, but he's been pretty consistent in creating content for a long time, and just seems to always have new ideas. Like,
I know
there's always something new in there. There's always multiple new things in there that I haven't seen before, and it's just
the longevity, the creativeness of him is just truly very unique. I mean, unique in the sense of there's only going to ever be one Tim Goddard, you know? I think you get to a certain level and it's apples and oranges. It's no longer discussing who is like better. It's just, this guy is just in his own right, in his own element, you know, just different. He's just different.
Yep. And Ben too, dude.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm really glad that Ben was in this video too, because another video that we'll probably watch a segment of is Gold Rush, and I'm very glad that these two get to be in the same country and get to be collaborating with each other and, you know, sharing knowledge. And yes, both very special individuals. Ben is wild.
Yeah, and I actually hadn't even seen him spin really at all. And I came across him just like a few years ago on Instagram, and then I saw that he like had a YouTube channel. I was like, let me go check this out. I feel like there's like some longer videos and some cool stuff on here, because I saw his like editing abilities and just like the quality of the like video itself. I was like, okay, this dude probably makes dope shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm glad I checked out his YouTube page.
Yeah, because Gold Rush. I can't remember the first time I saw Gold Rush. It might have been, I mean, it was definitely the same year that he put it out, but I didn't know who Ben was until I saw that video, and I was like, whoa, okay. So somebody else is definitely extremely talented. And this video is pretty long and very in-depth as well. He did some really unique stuff in here. Joey's pulling up right now. We'll catch the intro. Me and Levi watched a segment of this, but I don't think we watched a whole lot of it. So I'm down to just check out some of the patterns again. I feel like coming back and revisiting videos is so important, because the first watch through, you could not understand or see it for what it really is. And then just diving back into it, you get a second.
You got to do a couple takes.
So creative. And the ways that he was filming the later segments of the video where it's point of view, so good.
Yeah, the whole storytelling thing, like having kind of a storyline or like a subject to base your video off of is something I always really appreciate. I mean, it's very on par with also like having a character base and a story to tell when you're on stage, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get him on eventually, and what an honor it must be for him that he's had, 2 guests now send me Gold Rush as one of their favorites.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, that's gotta say
Yeah.
something that multiple people saw it through multiple different styles and really identified with the creativity and how many amazing patterns he showcases in this.
Yeah, shout out Ben Cooper for sure.
Yeah, dude, what is the pattern? What was that?
I don't know. He's getting real pinchy with it.
Yeah, some like replacement type patterns with traps. Really interesting.
Yeah. Oh, I'm such a fan of that move. So that Justin Hindi does that a lot. That's like that's very like his style right there.
Shout out to Hindi.
That slide down the shoulder. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Hindi's the man. I talk about anytime somebody is asking me about my story and how I started, where I was and stuff. He's very much intertwined with my story as well. Just because I mean he was already at such an elite level and he was like the person that we had locally.
Yep.
It was just cool to be able to have somebody around us that was already pushing tech and doing so many amazing things.
Sorry, I got distracted.
No, you're good, dude. You're
good.
That pattern is so hard. It does not look that hard, but that pattern is ridiculously hard. The swap.
Yeah, he was doing like a head catch over the neck exchange just a second ago. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, dude. And like no matter what, too, I can never get it out of my head that when I watch people spin like this, I'm like, dude, you're so good. And I always have it in my head. I'm like, just a little more footwork. A little more footwork and level changing, dude.
That's
and then
me.
you're also a poi dancer.
That's me. It's like I'm working to try to get less stagnant and be more, just occupy more space. I mean, I think, in my opinion, the king of occupying space, ᴜᴜᴜ, his stage, his whole stage presence is unbelievable, dude.
Yeah.
He's an acrobat, bro. It's crazy. He's not even just a dancer, but he's like this man
too. Like he flips
it's
and
fucking
stuff. Oh,
crazy. That's why ᴜᴜᴜ is one of my favorites.
Still, bro.
Yeah,
you stretch a lot. You must stretch every day.
It's so good. Yeah, the music and the song is so good.
Dude, I'm seeing tricks that I didn't even realize were in this video. All right, chill out.
I know. I hope Ben. I hope you're watching this, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, Ben, you're a wild one, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah.
Snap. Yeah, that's wild, dude. Just like it's so crazy. Like I feel like watching other people spin is just such like it's not like a personal insight to how they think necessarily or like how they feel about things, but it is kind of like an insight to how they think like on a certain subject, like specifically like patterns and like pathways and stuff like that. Like there's got to be like some way to study like brain function while you're spinning poi and like what exactly the brain function is, because everyone has their own different like idea of where you can go with what. That's what style is, I feel like,
Absolutely.
It's like when I see people do stuff, even sometimes the thing is not even that hard. Like sometimes it's really complicated, sometimes it's not even that complicated, it just like wasn't in your head at the time, and then you like see someone do it and you do it and you're like, the whole time that existed the whole time.
And I'm a big believer that you can do the same trick 1,000 different ways, or more than that, right? But it's like the little details and the little visuals. Often somebody will ask me that I'm teaching them when I'm teaching them something. They're like, "Am I doing it?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, you're doing it, but you know, there's always a way to make it, for the most part, to make it look, you know, better, more aesthetic, more clean, more like, you know, you could do it faster, slower. You can emphasize this part of the pattern. You could do that, you know, so it's like you can modify the same trick so many different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's too many, and it looks different. Like there's so many things that play a factor in how a trick looks when someone does it. Like I'm talking about like even the smallest, most like obvious details, like someone's body shape, someone's height, someone's someone, you know what I mean? The clothing that they're wearing at the time, like just the length of a prop itself changes everything. There's so many varying factors that create the look of a move when someone does a move.
Joey's teasing me with a YouTube video.
What's that?
I said Joey's teasing me with a YouTube video. Let's run it. I want to see this. I want to see this. I want to see what video you sent me. Oh my lord.
The fire cube.
Yeah, the fire cube. I remember.
Is this
I was about to say.
Yeah, this is totally Tim Goddard's video of the this is the dude.
I can't remember what it's either in
this is in Australia, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
This is a fire show that they did at like this little I believe it was like this little outdoor like row seating style, like the concrete like stairs that are also seats.
Ooh. Like a Coliseum type shit.
Yeah, I can't remember where exactly this was.
Or amphitheater,
but yeah, I've seen this video a million times and it never gets old. This is one of those videos that I watched like early in spinning poi too. Like I feel like I watched this video in like 2013 or something, and I was like, yo, I want to do stuff like this. I want to like the production value of the show itself.
Next level.
So much,
next level production, and it's
mystical, dude. Like
the pyrotechnics and all the flames and it's super cool.
This is one of those videos that I'd watch and like I'd get up and go start spinning poi.
Yeah, those are the best. Those are the best videos to really truly inspire you. Yeah, the man himself. That's a young Tim. Tim. He's just been insane forever.
Where did it start? I forgot about these guys. The like, dude, Ninja Turtle dinosaur suit dudes. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yes.
What does he have?
Dude, he's on like pogo stilts.
What the fuck
and he's wearing
was
this
that?
like, dude.
Holy shit, dude! They're wilding out.
Yeah,
they're wilding the fuck out.
This is the most epic. I was like, the party on stage is what it is for me, dude. Like that's,
dude. What the fuck? How have I not seen this video? This man's the crowd is just in it. They're here for it, dude. Yep. This man's just he's just arm up, dude. What's up?
You know, he's burning up in that thing too, dude.
Damn. Let it roll for a sec. Damn. That is so cool. Creating a show like that would be a lot of fun. You just have to have like the production to do it. I mean,
let's do it.
You know, ᴘᴜ would be. I'm gonna bring him up again because ᴘᴜ and Tim both have a lot of production value. I was talking to ᴘᴜ about the shows that he's doing in Europe right now, and it's just truly unbelievable. He's actually doing like programming and everything for his light shows, for the big what are they, the charcoal poi, like damn, you could really do some cool shit.
He's doing some beautiful work right now with his programming, for sure.
Oh no. Are we gonna get more tech? Are we gonna get more tech in this video? We might not. No, it might not. It might just be Tim's vlog style videos where he just keeps the which I love. I love that he does that.
Voices and talking and giggling.
Yeah, totally, dude.
Yeah, that's another thing about his videos, dude. They always make me feel good when I watch them.
I know.
He puts a lot of like cute shit.
I know, dude. Like the the little dog that like grabs his poi and is like running away with his poi, and he like plays with it. It's so cute, dude. What a wholesome ass guy. All the little random clips of his excursions and his adventures in Korea or Russia or wherever the fuck he's going. It's awesome. I want to put together a vlog style video like that for maybe like a festival trip or something like that. We could get a video with, you know, some friends, you know, you guys, and you know, some tech obviously the whole time, and then just intermittently like us bullshitting or having fun. That would be really fun. We got to do something like that for Southwest.
Maybe you'll just have to get introduced to the Still Drums crew, and you can come do the Serendipitous Circus thing with us or something.
Ooh, that would be so cool.
Talk to the peoples in charge and see if they want some extra hands on deck for next year.
Yeah, for real. I got to start making more connections. I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do a big festival run next year. I always miss the cutoffs to apply for anything, so I only applied for 3 festivals this year. Got accepted for 1, and it's Southwest, obviously. But like, I gotta just mass apply next year, because I feel. I hear about all these festivals and all over the place, all over the country, and I'm like, damn, why didn't I not apply for that? But it's already happening in, you know, 2 months. It's like I kind of missed the deadline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll do a big festival run next year. What are some of your favorite events that you attend every year? Which ones besides Southwest are you going to this year? Do you have anything on the docket?
So going back to the video real quick, if you haven't seen that ∞ video, the one that's like an hour long, check it out.
Oh yeah. I know which one you're talking about. Yes, I have. I've watched it. It's good. So good.
Yeah, that's another one.
We'll link all these videos, so you guys will have all the videos down in the description, so you can go check out any of these. And I really recommend. This is one of the best parts of the podcast, is you get exposed to all these really you know, obscure videos that you wouldn't have found otherwise. So these are all our favorite videos, so go check them out. Tim has a plethora of videos.
Oh, dude, catalog, like, he's got content for days. Events, shoo, there's so many good ones out there.
I know.
You know what? One thing that really can have something to do with making or breaking an event for me is the venue itself. There's like some events that I've been to that are great, but like the amount of mosquitoes and other things are just like enough for me to not want to do it again. Like you get that anywhere, but like East Coast festivals, just like places where it's humid and there's a lot of mosquitoes, and there's like the ground is flat, and you know, there's like not much to look at, and there's like, I've been to a few events where it's like the road is visible and stuff like that, so I'm like not partial to doing stuff like that. I really like being like super out in the woods, like super isolated.
Me too. Or on a ranch.
My favorite event at this moment would have to be fire drums, hands down. As far as fire retreats go, flow events, there's a lot of events I haven't been to out there that I really want to check out. But Packfire, I haven't been back to that venue since it was Packfire, which is now Kindle.
Yeah. The
that venue is amazing, dude.
Bro.
Most top tier event venue that you could have for a fire retreat, minus
unbelievable.
The amount of traveling that you have to do to get places. It's very like climby and mountainous, and you know,
you got to be ready.
Yeah,
you got to be ready.
It rains a lot, like.
So quick story, just for the hell of it. Me and Joey were down in the fire pits. I was on a tear. I was just burning. I'm pretty sure it was the last night. It was the last night for us to burn. So you already know it's all in. Oh, I'm going hard all night. So
going home with sore legs and sore arms for sure.
Yeah. So we're all the way down at the fire field, at the fire circle, right? And our camp is way as far away as it can be. So you have to. Me and Joey, I looked at him. I'm like, bro, I need some beverages right now. I need some beers in my life. And Joey's like, all right, man, let's do it. And I was like, let's just run there, bro. Let's just run it. Like, we're just going to run all the way there, dude. We did run all the way there. We get there.
No way.
And dude, Joey's like, bro, I gotta sit down for a sec, bro. Like, we fucking ran all the way there. We're so devastated and tired, but we got beers and we went back and tore it up all night. And it was fucking incredible. But you're right, dude. You got to come prepared. As far as like traveling, like if you're going to go from your campsite down to the fire pit, you got to be like having everything, bags, everything that you're gonna need for the night. Come
if you have
ready.
to go back to your campsite,
nah, it ain't worth it unless it is. But
yeah, exactly. Like I can't even say that a wagon is super conducive there because there's like,
dude,
if you want to if you want to go to the lodge and spin inside, then you gotta carry it up this like hiking trail.
Dude, yeah.
It's just a lot, but the venue's it's worth it because that venue's so beautiful. Even though it rains a bunch, like still, I'd like the opportunity to go to that event. Like anyone who hasn't been there, if you get a chance, like take that opportunity because it's like being in a Disney movie for 3 days. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, you can just walk down, burn on the beach. I mean, water's right there. You literally can hear the ocean from where you're camping. You can just pop up and see it. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the most beautiful places I think I've been.
Our buddy had a wagon, and we you know how you can go down the stairway where it's like the big leaping stairs of like dirt.
Oh, the roots that have created stairs.
Yeah, you can go down that way, or you can go all the way around and go down the little roadway, and it's like smoother, right? Our buddy, he was with us, and we took down the stairway, and he has this big wagon full of all these props, and we start cruising down, and I was like, dude, are you just gonna keep going with that wagon? And he's like, just picking this thing up and walking it down and picking it up and walking it down. I'm like, bro, it would have been so much easier to just put on a backpack or haul these props differently because this is just unreal. But it's nice with these events that are everything's a little closer. It is nicer having less of a commute, but still an unbelievable venue, way worth it.
Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna make it out this year. I think I will.
Good. I hope you do.
Yeah.
Fire Drums is another one, Fire Drums, that venue is awesome. Like, granted, there's a little more bugs. Like, there's definitely like I got bit probably like at least 15 times by mosquitoes, but I don't even know how to start. So there's like a really dope stream that's glacier water that runs through the whole venue. So there's like a little swimming hole.
Oh, nice. That's
and then they have outdoor showers that are run off propane that are free. They have the venue itself, for the most part, is pretty flat. It's in Northern California, so
it looks pretty green though. Yeah,
it's in Northern California, so it's not the desert. It's like you've actually got trees and grass and like soft dirt. It's kind of rocky, so good shoes are suggested.
Fire Drums is like the most massive like fire festival in the U.S., isn't it? I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. It's like the pinnacle. Like Fire Drums is huge.
I know that Pack Fire was pretty big too, but I think Fire Drums actually probably is bigger, and the venue is smaller too than Pack Fire's venue or Kindle's venue. I know that I'm not sure how big Flame is, but I feel like I've heard it was pretty big.
Flame's like it's like the big one on the East Coast, I think. Yeah.
Haven't been there yet. I have been to Kinetic and Campfire, which is more Midwest, and Kinetic is in Ohio. Kinetic, I would love to go back there, but again, like you can tell how much I hate mosquitoes just by the times I've mentioned it. Dude, it's Ohio. It's flat and it's moist, and I've been so brutally attacked by mosquitoes. they really love my blood, and I've been to a lot of festivals in Ohio, and it just like never fails that I like have an allergic reaction from the amount of mosquito bites that I get. So I just don't go out there.
Oh man, my man is getting brutalized by mosquitoes.
Yeah, they like bite me through my jeans. Like, dude, I'll have like it'll be a cold night. I'll have thermal pants on, and then like pants on top of that, like long johns with pants, and then like long thick socks, like 2 long sleeves and a hoodie, and I'm getting bit through my clothes. Like, there's a problem.
Oh man. Just so I want to cover a couple more topics before we close these things out. I want to get back on track. I want to talk about poi juggling and 3-poi, because you really don't post a whole lot of 3-poi, but your 3-poi is nasty and you have really good poi juggling. How long ago did you start doing 3-poi, and do you like it as much as 2? You don't really feel it as much as 2, or where are you at with that?
Um, so I feel like, actually, you know what? The first set of contact poi I ever ordered from Mike was a set of 3 contact poi, like super thin tethers, and like 100mm heads. I think they were only probably like 21 inches, so they were pretty short. And I'd practiced a lot with those, but I would do a lot of like putting the third one down and just spinning 2-poi to get back in my groove because I'd get frustrated or whatever.
Yeah.
I really enjoy 3-poi. I really enjoy poi juggling, but there's like 2-poi for me is just like that sauce. Like it just feels so good when I
like
jam.
home.
Yeah, I can jam with 3-poi, but not like I can with 2-poi. It just doesn't feel like it's like easier for me to separate myself from 3-poi than it is from 2-poi. But I really I can't. I would say I like 2-poi more, but I'm also like I have nothing against 3-poi, and I'm super into it. I've been spinning more 3-poi lately, and trying to incorporate the movement that I use for 2-poi into 3-poi.
Yeah, because I was about to say I could see it being a little bit of a like harder for you to get way into 3-poi, because I think it would be much more difficult to do the kind of body manipulation, like dancing, the style that you have, like that style that you have. I feel like it would be a tough crossover to bring that same energy into 3. But if anybody can do it, it's you, brother. I want to see you do more 3, and I want to see you post some 3 clips, man. Your 3 is so good. We never get to see it
right now that I think might be a throwaway just because I got out of frame, but I might post it anyway. I don't know. You know what? Ty Rochford does a really phenomenal job of incorporating dance into 3-poi and juggling. When it comes to poi specifically, there's a lot of jugglers out there who just have like this immaculate ability to move so seamlessly in like contemporary or just like dance with interpretively dance or contemporary dance with juggling. But you don't see it as often with poi, and Ty Rochford does like a really good job of incorporating juggling, pattern spinning, tech, and dance together. It's beautiful.
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, if it's just me thinking about having that level of control over my body while I'm juggling, while I'm doing 3, I try to have good posture, and I try to like accentuate the things that I'm doing. But there's a difference between that and truly being a dancer and doing all that stuff. So I want to see more 3-poi from you, dude. Everybody pressure this man. If you're this deep in the podcast, please send him a message asking him where the 3-poi video's at.
I actually have no excuse either, because I didn't have well, my excuse is it's really hot outside.
And you were injured for a little bit. You're just getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah. I messed my ankle up pretty bad. So I recently, you know what? I'll say this: fire drums was really hard for me. Like it was probably the most uncomfortable I've ever been spinning fire or spinning props, period, in my life. Just like the first time being super mobile, in like 4 to 5 months. I lost like a decent amount of muscle mass in my left leg in general, just from not walking. And just like the stiffness and like the soreness was like really getting to me. I was having to do a lot of like using athletic tape and like compression sock. And it was just like, I was just trying to like really rekindle the relationship that I have with my balance. And so like for someone who, like, it was almost like I was ready for it. It was like when you think it's like as easy as riding a bike and then you fall off immediately. Like I just felt so like my cerebral was just not fully there. Like I was having a hard time like grasp, like getting into my groove, and like I just felt so uncomfortable while moving.
Oh man.
But I'm like starting to get back into the swing of
Good.
being super mobile while
Good.
spinning. And so that's
Yeah.
another reason that I haven't been moving much lately, is I've been doing a lot of just like stagnant, stationary spinning.
Totally. I mean, that makes sense. And, you know, you got to take these things and run with them when, you know, bad things happen, like injuries and stuff. You got to
Totally.
be able to take it and work on the things that you can and be present and, you know, progress in the ways that you have the ability, you know, to progress in. So I think it is the time in the podcast where I'm going to throw it over to Joey. As you all know, we have the segment where we have fans write in and ask questions. Joey picks out his favorite question and asks it live. So I'm going to let Joey get his mic set up and pass it over to him.
This one came from Chris Foster, or at the ☆ He asked, what country that you haven't traveled to would you like to explore to get new content?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Right.
That's also a loaded question. Whoa. Dude, so many places. There's so many beautiful places out there that I just want to like use for content and just like explore in general.
Yeah, of course.
In general, but also like that's something that's always on my mind when I go to a
film.
place.
Yeah,
I'm
get
like,
some good
yo,
videos.
This is a dope spot to film.
Yeah.
I would really like to go to Romania. Is really beautiful.
Ooh, okay.
It's like I've seen like lots of like Tumblr. I'm not sure if the whole country's like this, but I've seen like back when Tumblr was like super solid.
Yeah.
Just like I follow a lot of like photography art pages, and I've seen a lot of photos of Romania that just like have really just like
breathtaking.
Like, wow,
yeah,
this is amazing.
Yeah, it's like big countryside, like castle vibes. Yeah. Romania's gorgeous.
The old school like medieval castle thing. Super into that.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
okay, good answer.
Living in one of those, honestly.
Good answer. Hell yeah. I was my mind, he said content. My mind went to seeing Tim in Australia or like Bo out in Berlin or some shit.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably go. Man, I really want. This is a sensitive topic, obviously, but I want Russia to chill the fuck out. I want Putin to chill the fuck out so we can go and see our friends out in Russia because I want to go.
Putin on our poi sessions.
God damn! Somebody give this man a blunt and let him fucking relax.
For real.
Anyways, yeah, we just have so many amazing people out in Ukraine and Russia, and I want to be able to go visit them, but like obviously shit is so weird right now. But I definitely want to make it out. I'm jealous that all these artists like Tim and stuff got to travel out there before all this shit happened, and you know, like Poidcast, dude. I want Poidcast to come back so bad.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize it wasn't happening anymore.
Yeah,
I forgot about Poidcast. Whoa.
Yeah, it's a Russian event.
Yeah.
So yeah, Poidcast's not happening right now, but yeah, I know it sucks. But shout out to all our friends over there, all the artists, you know, out of those countries. But yeah, also another thing on the docket that I didn't mention is Mexico, man. I really want to go. I mean, dude, I want to go to live down there, but visiting, you know, Christian Leos and his crew out there, Grupo Caracol. I sound like a gringo saying that. I'm sorry, Christian, but yeah, their crew is just truly superior. Have you seen the level of artists out there down in Mexico where Christian's at? Bro,
yeah.
They are
out there
nuts.
Is insane.
They're nuts. They're so good.
Juggling
Christian went from being a pretty much unknown poi spinner from the time that I first saw his videos, like just on Instagram, just, you know, popped up, and I was like, okay, this guy's really, you know, he was playing around with some contact stuff, doing some cool stuff. It wasn't bad by any means, but just the level of progression that he had over 2 or 3 years is unbelievable. Like, he went from being that guy that pretty much was like unknown and kind of like just newer to poi, being now to he's one of the best poi jugglers in the world right now, for sure. Like, Christian is insane. So their crew is just incredible. I'd love to go see what their training regimen is like, and you know how they live down there. It just looks so fun.
You can see the chemistry just by watching videos.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
the
have
production.
chemistry.
Yeah, the production that we were talking about earlier, they have that. They're like costumes, like big, like makeup, like just pyrotechnics, all this cool shit. Yeah, blown away constantly by them. I'm
Mhm.
happy that we can even interact with him through social media. He's just an awesome guy.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, we got through a lot today. Anything else you want to cover before we call it?
Nah, not really. I think that's about good.
It was so fun, dude. I'm really excited
Yeah.
to see you here in just like a couple months, like 2 months.
Oh yeah, I know it's
Yeah.
gonna come soon too.
Yeah, dude.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
we'll do
pull up.
some. We gotta like make a video or something this year. I feel like we gotta have a little bit more like collaboration.
Yeah,
It'd
we
be
talked
fun
about it
to.
last year. And
Yeah.
things just kind of like passed by us.
So
but
busy. We're
Yep.
running around doing whatever. But yeah, let's do something. We'll do a little collab this year. It'll be fun. I'm really excited
Yeah.
to see you, brother.
you got a good camera setup to bring with you, or?
No.
Yeah, I mean iPhones are pretty cool, so
Yeah,
do
we'll figure it
that.
out, bro.
Make a little
But yeah,
compilation.
we'll throw up your tag here. Y'all know where to find him on Instagram. So yeah, dude, it's just been an awesome episode. I was really excited to do this one with you. So thank you for being here, bro.
Thank you for having me, man. This has
Yeah,
been awesome.
I will
It's
see you
really
soon.
It's really good to see you, and I will see you soon.
Yeah.
Damn right, dog.
All right, man. Peace out.
All right, peace.